Let's make it for the Ald Hill Dogs.
This one.
You think that if there were monsters right outside the town gate, someone would do something about that? Like a town guard, maybe?
Over here.
There we go. Look at that. Good puppy.
Where would I be without you?
It's kind of fun. Torgal's got great animations, honestly. Like he's just like such an interesting looking dog.
Get it, boy.
I think most of the time he actually looks kind of weird. Like his face is just a little strange, but overall, compared to most video game dogs, he's pretty good. Pretty well animated. Right. Let's go fight these things too.
All yours, Torgal.
All right, that worked out. All right, let's go.
Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
That's unfortunate. He's about to morb.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
That sucks. I mean, it's obviously not good for anyone. Let's look at our gear. While slaying a demon merely returns its soul to hell whence it came, until such time as it is resummoned to inhabit a new host, taming a demon is a much more effective means of dampening its evil influence on the corporeal plane. By luring and trapping the undying spirit of Hellspawn into accoutrements worn on one's person, one might also harness their power and channel a portion of it as one's own. Very nice. Doesn't look like we can really go in any of these houses. We'll have to make sure I'm not missing anything around here. Oh yeah, people are just dead. Oh, yikes. There's just corpses everywhere. That's no good. We don't like that. Get out of here, crows. Like walking around the village from Resident Evil 4. Alright, over here. Oh, is this just the bridge? Yeah, Sorrowwise, that we can't, that was up. Is there no way to put that down now? Dang, I was hoping that would be like a Dark Souls shortcut or something. Honestly, that's something that I think this game might benefit from, or like Final Fantasy in general might benefit from. It's just like slightly less gated progression when it comes to level design. It would be, or let me rephrase that. Have exploration in the level design that, even if gated, gives you agency in removing those gates. I think that would be really nice. Oop. Nope, they're dead. Goblin coin. Alright, so we got another collectible. You know, we have all this gil, and we fight a lot of enemies, but, like, we never really get to buy anything. There just isn't much to spend money on at this point. I'm sure it'll open up, but I'm just kind of curious about that part. Get out of here. Shoot. Anything over here? Alright, I guess we're leaving. Leaving Altail.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
Over here! Go to him!
Whoa, 2 goblin coins. Man, fighting random chocobos really isn't that bad for experience. They give a lot of AP. 72 just for fighting 2 random enemies? That's wild.
Didn't happen to come by way of Oldhill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
It's interesting that the characters like act like this isn't literally like a walkable distance where you could like just see into the town square. Like, did you come from Altail? Obviously I did. It's right there. It's the only way up here. I understand that it's meant to imply that the setting is bigger than it actually is, but it's always goofy when games do that. In honor of the 250th anniversary of the founding of the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. I'm just gonna say the same thing.
They tell us there's a curfew, but then refuse us passage back to our homes.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army personnel. The gates are closed.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
I'm hungry.
You find no succor to the south travellers, nor beyond the Buet. The Empire has seen fit to banish us from our own land.
It's this is a very like Dark Souls, Elden Ring style dialogue. Feel like I'm in Latria again.
Don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port Isolde. The place is a wretched hive of thieves and blackguards.
Well, oh, I can't ride my chocobo here? Dang. I guess it's too dangerous to have a extremely
Let's go.
visually distinct and iconic chocobo.
You deserve a
There's
rest.
Enemies right there, of course.
Get him!
all of that only gave me 36 points. Instead of double tapping on the jump there, I need to just tap it once and then start doing aerial combos again. I think I can do 3 before I need to jump again. And then I can do another 3 and then slam down. I think that's optimal if I don't hit the ground at that point. Right on this. Right. Watch. That wasn't great, but the idea was there, and that's what matters. I can find another enemy with more health to test that out on. Could be kind of cool.
The Lazarus.
There we go.
What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. I told my uncle I met her.
Alright, so I need to jump sooner in that case. Alright, let's try it against these crabs. I think I can probably get a pretty cool combo going. Let's see. Wow, I'm really messing that up. I dropped it. I don't know why I always drop that aerial shift. Alright, there's this guy. Let's try against him. Unless I killed this enemy already? Oh, I guess I did. Okay. It's over here. What is this town, I guess? It's like the bigger thing. Because it's not actually on the list here as my objective.
We should start with the main gate and see what that gets us.
Alright. Oh yeah, that's closed down.
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Alrighty.
Let us pass! My children are starving! Have mercy! Voice-ridden dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
More than enough
Fuck off! And the chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all! I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties! Cut you down where you stand! Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in.
Is it gonna direct us through those gates that we couldn't get to now?
I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. The Lazarus. We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
Of course, they send us to the spot over here. Oh. Someone stood there staring.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Is there any treasure chests around? Is there anything we can see around here? No? Interesting. So is this just like a little burg by the port? That's what it sounds like. Seems like.
Not abandoned then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
I don't know why sometimes I get this so easily. Sometimes I get I don't know why. Get launched, dude. Interesting.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
Blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
Wait, is that... what's his name? I thought he died. Hold on. Port Isolde, a port city situated on the southwestern coast of the imperial province of Rosaria. Only Rosalith rivals it for size. And in the glory days of Archduke Elwin's reign, its streets bustled with traders from across Valisthea. Sadly, those days are long since gone, and Samberqua occupation has seen everything from marketplaces to military institutions subverted by the will of the Empire. Lazarus District, an exclusive walled residential area situated just outside the eastern edge of Port Isolde. It was once the jewel in the city's crown and home to many of the nobles in the duchy. However, after the Empire moved its capital to the Crystalline Dominion, Port Isolde was all but abandoned, and the once grand district was soon overrun with thieves and cutthroats. Byron Rosfield, younger brother of the late Archduke Elwyn and warden of Port Isolde, a thriving trading port in the south of Rosaria. Byron inherited a small fortune from his noble family, which he built into a large one by virtue of his mercantile wiles and adventurous spirit. There's not a trading house nor a tap house in Valisthea and beyond that does not have a tale to tell about Lord Byron Rosfield. Is this the weenie? The dingus? What was his name? The one who saved Joshua? I thought he died.
Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. Sir Wade.
Sir Wade. There we go. Look at him. I thought he died.
We can speak inside.
Incredible that he lived.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord. But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we.
Make ready.
This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Nice.
Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
He got a bit of a glow up. He looks better as he's older.
We at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
He looks better with sleeves.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
I suppose we owe you our thanks. You spared us when you could have just...
Oh, alright.
You are welcome to what little we have
Why are they
managed
still
to
selling
salvage.
Gaia blades? Like, it's not useful. Why? Ooh, Desert Rose is a reference to Final Fantasy II. Despite its rose-like appearance, this delicate sandstone stone formation found in the deserts of Dalmekia is no rose, but instead an inexplicable peculiarity of nature. Reminder that humankind will never fully comprehend the world in which we live. It is also said to bring good luck. I could probably do with like 25 of these, just in case we need them.
Of course,
Sure.
my lord.
Sell all unnecessary valuables. Buy another
Will that be
Lionheart
all?
tonic. Look at that.
I will
We're
be
good.
here should you need aught else.
All right, Wade, let's set
Tell
up.
us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
I think the early game has done a pretty good job of setting up these bit players so that when we see how they changed, it makes sense for their
Thank you, Sir
character,
Wade.
but also shows growth.
Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
Damn straight. But like Wade, you know, he's like impulsive and brash and kind of a dingus. But like it makes sense that he would then kind of act a little bit more foolhardy and become this like interesting sort of interloper character that is here like running
How long have you been
interference.
pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village, we tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention.
Let's
It's been a game of cat and
oh,
mouse
I already
ever
got that
since.
obelisk. Okay, we're good. But what I'm saying is, it does a good job to portray them in a way that like maybe at first they seem like, you know, goofy, smaller characters with like unique quirks, but then their quirks become really interesting defining features for them that become really meaningful.
Look at me sideways.
Come along now.
All right, let's do it.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
On my command, indeed.
What is it now? I told you.
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come!
It weren't for
Die
you
along
kids.
with your flame!
You meddling kids in
For
that
us
mangy
area!
mutt.
For us area!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Over here!
Oh boy.
Get him!
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another one of them to find their battle for.
This one!
There we go. That's the combo heal we're looking for.
Come on!
More dragons.
Take care of this one first. Come on.
The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
Right. Nice. Kind of goofy, but we'll take it.
A
Yay, a
noble
dragoon
stand,
fight.
albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Cool. Ah.
Get him! Go for it! All yours, Torgal!
Oh, oops.
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You ain't finished him. Let's try.
This is a precision save. Look at that. We did it. And now we have enough points for like an actual level up soon too. Imperial Link. Many have tendered explanations as to how Imperial Dragoons... Oh, we've already read that one. All right.
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud! My, Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battle to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Alright, so that was a pretty simple little battle. I kind of wish there were more, like, bigger battles. Combat always just kind of ends right as it gets going, I think. It's kind of one of the things that I wish was a little bit more in-depth, because I enjoy the combat encounters a lot.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
There's something funny about it cutting to this camera angle in the middle of the cutscene. It made it look like we had just gotten control back, so when it cut back to him talking, my brain just, like, completely hitched for a second.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue!
What?
You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Maddo in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you.
Okay.
You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford.
The fact that his name is Rutherford is very funny, but they aren't very good at keeping a low profile. I still keep thinking about this every time.
You arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived.
Both of them, technically.
Besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
By your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
I'd say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing.
He's charismatic. Very cute.
The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy. But now you're quite the outlaw.
Careful of his praise kink.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun. Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters.
Huh?
When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that Lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
I wonder if we're going to be able to explore the port before we get on the boat. Kind of wanted to see this place. Plus, we haven't really had an opportunity to do any side quests or anything in quite a while. Guess not. Oh no, I guess it's there. We just won't get an opportunity to check it out right now. Few are the days when the air about the city's piers is not alive with the barks of busy stevedores, loading and unloading vessels, hailing from all corners of the realm and beyond. Well, I'm excited to explore this place later when we can.